Welcome to the Hawks Nest. You are watching the Hawks Sports Network. It's an OCAA West Division matchup, a battle of the birds, folks. The undefeated Humber Hawks in their final home game of this stint of the regular season, taking on a Condors team. Now, that you're going to be coming into this gym knowing that they have their work cut out for them because it's been red hot for Humber. My name is Matt Hamill, alongside my partner Will Shukri. And Will, let's try to build up some of what we can expect to see here tonight. But we know it's been a very dominant season for the team we're looking at there, Humber.
Well, you mentioned Humber, a 9-0 start to this season. And it's been perfect so far, right? This is not just a Humber team who's dominated this season, but a Humber team who's dominated for 2 seasons straight. This team's riding a 37-game win streak now, dating all the way back to February of 2023. And that woman right there has had a lot to do with it, Reese Chalet.
Yeah, she has been quite a contributor for Humber. Hails by way of Oakville, Ontario. And here's a look at some of the stats. But ultimately, I mean, we're looking at a player here, Kennedy Williscroft, who's also had a great campaign for Humber. One notable absence for the Hawks today, and you'll see her actually right there dead center of your screen with her back to the camera, and that is Humber's number 18, Amanda Larson. She's a scratch for today. So this young lady who leads the OCAA in blocks per set, very tall athlete, 6'4", not available for Humber. We'll see what kind of impact that has on the Hawks.
Well, you mentioned leading the OCAA in blocks right now, averaging over a block a set, which are incredible numbers, and losing that size up front. It's going to be interesting to see how Humber adapts.
Here's a look at the tail of the tape. Conestoga has one more game played this season. The record is 3-7. And now it's you know what, partner? We're getting ready for the national anthem. Things are almost set to go. We got a lot of players on Conestoga to highlight as well. Will, maybe on the other side of the player introductions, but you just saw her there, number 17, Bianca Marchetti, a star player on the end of that line for Conestoga. And we'll have all the scoop and the conclusion of when we get this game going. And we'll step aside now as we get ready for this OCAA West Division matchup between the Conestoga Condors and the Humber Hawks. And this is only game 1 of our doubleheader. Okay, the men's teams take the floor after the conclusion of this one. It's time to go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nest here at the Humber Athletic Center for tonight's matchup between the visiting Conestoga Condors and your Humber Hawks. At this time, we would ask you to please stand up if you're able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your officials for the day. First referee, Ryan McDoom. Second referee, Mike Cho. And the line judges are Lucas Felice and Steve Felice. All right, everybody, please welcome the starting lineups for the visiting Conestoga Condors. Leading off a 5'9" from Kitchener, the setter, number 1, Althea Rabano. A 6'2" playing middle from Hamilton, number 7, Madison Welmers. A 5'11" outside hitter from Port Colborne, number 9, Kylie Namtu. A 5'10" outside hitter from Langley, British Columbia, number 10, Haley McIntosh. A 6'1" playing middle from Kitchener, number 15, Serena Grant. And a 6'1" playing outside from Richmond Hill, number 17, Bianca Marchetti. The libero for the game is a 5'8" from Kitchener, number 6, Svetlana Banek. The head coach for the Conestoga Condors is Matthew Schnarr.
Here we go. There's a look at the standings, really for the province as a whole, Will. We're kind of mashing up East and West, but this helps to highlight that there are only 3 undefeated teams, Humber being one of them. And Durham there at the bottom of the list is actually going to be hosting the CCAA Nationals, so they actually have already an automatic ticket into the final. Just a little side note there. You know, both these teams hope to find themselves at that national championship tournament as well. But Will, here we go, and there you see the Condors in the black uniforms. And there's the second leading scorer, number 7 for the Condors, Madison Welmers, first-year player. So, Will, a lot of talent on both sides of the court, no doubt about that.
Yeah, this is the Condors team who started out losing 7 straight, and they've kind of started to turn their season around here, winning 3 in a row now. 2 of those wins coming against bottom-ranked teams, but still, wins are wins.
Hannah Manners, and how about that for early game smash? And that's going to get Humber the first point.
Yeah, and Manners second on this squad right now in kills per game, sitting at just over 2.5.
And into the net is that serve. So going 1 for 1 to open up the game. And here's that rookie that we highlighted for the Condors. And that's Madison Welmers, 6'2", and is second in team scoring. So a big impact in her first season of OCAA volleyball. Big block right there. And right in the mix was number 15, Serena Grant. Wow, that's a big play up front for the Condors early in the game. Will, I like how you highlighted it's a 3-game win streak for the Condors, winless after their first 7, but yeah, really stringing together some wins, and that could certainly really change the dynamic as you head into this kind of end of the first half of the season, right? As he mentioned, this is the last few games for these teams before they get a month-long break, pretty much the entire month of December, and then the regular season second half picks back up in January. Big smash up front, and that's going to be a little...
Yeah, and stringing together those wins right before the break can be so important, right? You have a lengthy break in the middle of your season. It's really important to create some sort of momentum going into that break, and the Condors have been creating the right momentum so far.
And nice set up front at the net, and kept alive by Chalette. And put over. This one's up and on that near side, and a good hit will be once again a little too long, but Marchetti with that one, not quite able to dial it in. So Humber now with a 2-point lead.
And Humber switched that around really quickly, dropping that second point of the game to tie, and really taking a quick lead as this team is used to doing, and a really nice ace right there.
Yeah, service ace, courtesy of Williscroft. And let's see what she can dial up here on her next serve. Williscroft with now 12 service aces on the season after that recent play, but she'll put that one into the net. So the error will put this back at a 2-point game.
Maybe a bit of an early kibosh there. You know, I've been looking forward to saying that on stream with you.
Kibosh. Up front at the net for Humber. That is partially tipped and just too hot to handle. Amy Connolly, fourth-year player who has been outstanding for Humber with another great play. And look out now, Hannah Manners serving for the Hawks. Leads the team in points per set. Hannah Manners also the most dangerous from the service line for the Hawks. That now her 28th service ace. And only 2 other Hawks are in double digits, so in terms of service aces. So Hannah Manners really able to score for Humber in a lot of ways. This one is returned by the Condors. At the net, into the midcourt area. And violation will give that point to Humber.
And you talked about Hannah Manners and her serves. She actually sits tied for second in the OCAA right now in aces per set, averaging almost 1 1/4.
So 4-point lead for Humber as 8-4 our score. And as we mentioned, Will, this is Humber's last home game of this half of the season, right? They'll have to wait until the new year before they're back at home. So you know the Hawks are looking to rack up another win here, improve to 10-0. Big block. And that was just well-positioned play right there. Serena Grant, another big play up front for the team in black. That brings up Marchetti. We mentioned Bianca Marchetti, the leading point getter for this Conestoga team. 27 service aces included in her season totals, but that is going to put an end to her serves. Just a gorgeous hit up front by Amy Connolly. How about that, Will? That was an absolute missile, just right at the hardwood there.
Yeah, showing some serious power there. Conestoga not standing a chance of getting underneath that one.
Marchetti gets underneath that one, though, and Conestoga able to get it over. Tough play up front at the net, and Humber's going to get charged with the violation. Willis Croft is going to head over to the official for a quick point of clarification, but that will give Conestoga the point. But some good back and forth play. It looked like Humber maybe was going to start to pull away a little bit there, Will, but 3 points is the difference now.
You know, it's really interesting the difference between a 5-point lead and a 3-point lead, even a 4-point lead. The momentum swings in volleyball can be so extreme and so quick, right?
Absolutely, partner, and so far it's even closer as looked like Humber was maybe going to get some early set separation. Another violation there. And that is going to hand another point to the Condors. So some self-inflicted wounds for the Hawks, allowing it to be a much closer game than it might otherwise be. That serve popped up by Manners. On that near side, streaming in was Connolly. Handled by the Condors. Sent into Humber's backcourt. Manners once again all over it. Good smash there by LaBelle. And a couple players getting tangled up for Conestoga, giving Humber the point.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication for the Condors there that's going to result in Humber taking a 2-point lead once again.
Serve there from Connolly. Marchetti pops it up, and how about that quick block for Humber? A couple of plays up front. Some very quick reaction time. Willis Croft and Connolly right all over the action. Saw Humber's Rachel Odell get in there. Conestoga winning a very hard-fought rally and bringing themselves back within one.
Yeah, Kennedy Williscroft just about single-handedly won that point a couple of times, but unfortunately all the work for naught, as Conestoga is going to bring themselves within one, 10-9.
Play for Humber, how about that? Just finding an excellent gap in the defense. A cross-court shot from Odell. And you know, Will, Rachel Odell, a player who transferred to Humber, outstanding rookie campaign. And now with the Hawks in her second year, this is only her third match, but she's looking pretty good early in this one. Number 15 for Humber. And beating the blockers. No, you know what? The officials saying it actually went out of play. Caitlin LaBelle serving now.
Yeah, a game of inches indeed is going to come out in the Hawks' favor here.
In the air. And that is another play up front. Looked like Willis Croft able to get a quick touch on it. Condors are scrambling now. They will dump it over, but Humber with an excellent chance. Tried to catch them off guard, but Conestoga keeping it alive. Now Humber setting it up for Manners, and no doubt about that one. Just so much power. And Will Humber up by 4 now. And some great early set play from a couple of Humber's usual suspects, and that's going to prompt Conestoga to call the timeout. Will, looks like they want to kind of slow things down as Humber appears to be heating up in some ways.
Well, I think right now the score might not necessarily be showing the pace of this game. Conestoga's done a really good job of under pressure, kind of getting those scrambly plays over the net. But Humber has looked cool, calm, and in control the whole way through so far, and it seems like Conestoga is playing on their heels at the moment and just kind of surviving, keeping within 3 or 4 points. And you have to feel that Humber's going to break this game open at some point, because that front line is lethal. And it's a clinical kill from Hannah Manners that is going to get this timeout.
So an interesting dynamic. We talked about Rachel Odell, the reigning Rookie of the Year after outstanding rookie campaign last season. She was a member of the Conestoga Condors, earning that Rookie of the Year distinction. Now with the Hawks. So we'll keep an eye on number 15, but right now it's number 4, Caitlin LaBelle with the serve. And she'll put that into the net. So Conestoga getting what they wanted after that timeout. An error for Humber and a point for the visiting team. Now a serve from McIntosh. McIntosh by way of Langley, British Columbia, and she's going to eat all of that one as Hannah Manners, another classic vintage Hannah Manners shot. Just so much hitting power and tough to field that one. My goodness.
My goodness. I certainly wasn't stopping that one.
Up high in the air. Up front at the net, and Marchetti with a demonstration of her hitting power. So definitely some interesting weapons on both sides of the court here. And so trading blows right now after the big Manners blast. It's Marchetti with a big shot.
Yeah, and the story kind of remains the same. Conestoga staying in this game, staying within 3 or 4 points.
Manners well off the net. Blasts it over to Marchetti on the cross-court shot. Back up front for Humber. Manners with the soft touch. Almost a little awkward play there for Conestoga, but Marchetti able to blast it over. Into the back court. Up front, Urbano tips it and sets it for her teammate. Manners is just gonna smash that one all day long, and another early game kill for Hannah Manners. She's now up to 4 kills in this first set.
Yeah, and the Conestoga blocker, Althea Urbano, just absolutely couldn't stop that as the ball slips through her fingers. The power of Manners, just too much.
Near side for Marchetti. I mean, again, look at the hitting power number 17 for the Condors is working with. I think this is going to be real fun to watch here tonight. The back and forth between the two offensive stars, right? Marchetti, wearing number 17 for Conestoga, leads her team in scoring by a mile with 5.1 points per set. On the other side, Hannah Manners leading her team with 3.9 points per set. Both are really good from the service line, so that is going to be a fun matchup. Now serving, once again, is Althea Urbano. Urbano sets it over the net. Soft touch by Vanderwall, and Conestoga celebrating as they're able to get another point, bringing themselves within 1 here, Will. So getting into the middle of the set, and it is all knotted up.
Yeah, Conestoga doing a really nice job staying in this game. A really nice job of creating plays and setting up Bianca Marchetti.
Outstanding work there. For Humber, Connolly just dialed that one right in with some pinpoint precision. Hannah Manners so good up front with her hitting. Very good from the service line as well. She'll get that one in play. Dug out by Cholette. Humber not able to get a clean hit on it. Marchetti certainly can, and that's fielded by Humber. On that near side, big blast. Good recovery. A little desperation mode for Conestoga on that play, and a violation as Humber clearly guilty. As Vanderwall got a big piece of the net there, Will, but 16-15 our score, so it's a close one, partner. And boy, for Conestoga, right, they're on this win streak. What a way they wanted to show up here in set number 1, and what an upset it would be if they could maybe capture this victory and improve their win streak to 4.
Well, I think Conestoga also knew that this first set was going to be the most important, right? Once this Hawks team gets on a roll, once their momentum really starts flowing, they have proved that they are just about unstoppable. So staying in the game early is key for the Condors, and they've done just that.
How about that? Service ace for Humber, courtesy of Rachel Vanderwall. And that's a big play for Humber. She's one of the only few players on Humber. Only 3 members of the team are double digits in service aces on the season. So showing that that's a strong part of her game is Vanderwall. And how about that? Serve quickly leads to a point up front at the net.
Yeah, just a really good heads-up play there from Rachel Odell. And you've seen Humber try that a couple of times, right? The little block, and it's just about worked a couple of times, and it certainly worked there.
And what a time to go on a big streak of points. Humber somehow keeping that one going. Manners was the last player to get a handle on it. Good effort there by Humber's LaBelle. Conestoga and Humber in a good rally here. Hit too long. And another point for Humber. So I think that's 4 or 5 straight points for the Hawks. And you get into this late stage of the set, Will. I mean, that's certainly boding well for Humber's chances of capturing the first set here, partner.
You know, we've seen this happen a couple of times this season as well, right? Where the visiting team will kind of stay with Humber for the first little bit, and in the second half of the first set, Humber seems to just take over, and they will continue to do so there with another kill from Hannah Manners. My goodness.
Yeah, that has been a difference maker here in the set, is those big shots from Manners up front. Well, Will, I mean, we were so close, neck and neck, and then all of a sudden, Humber just blowing things open. I think it was 16-15 the score, and Conestoga seeing the Hawks sort of fly away with it right now. There's Humber's head coach, Chris Wilkins, 23rd year as the head coach of this program, and has won a couple of championships in that time, to say the least. In fact, Humber is back-to-back defending provincial championships, looking for their 4th consecutive OCAA title this season. And so far, Will, it's looking pretty good for Humber's chances there, as they are undefeated, only losing 2 sets all season long.
Well, they're certainly doing all the right things, right? And with a really strong returning roster from last season, this is a team that's familiar with themselves. And then the players they did bring in have been an immediate spark plug, right? They've just been plugged in there. The confidence is super high, and this team is playing as one.
So it will be Humber serving. Vanderwall with the service ace. That is not what Conestoga was hoping for out of the timeout, right? We so often see those timeouts work in the game of volleyball, where that team that's calling that timeout gets a little bit of a break on the other side, but not that time. Humber now 3 points away from a first set victory. And look at the defensive play for the Hawks as well. Ball kept alive. Scrambling is the Condors team. Kept alive now by Humber. What can they set up? Manners from the back court. Just an absolute strike. 23-15, and it has been about 7 or 8 unanswered points for Humber. And, well, that's certainly what the Hawks would like to see late in the set like this.
Yeah, and Hannah Manners just everywhere right now. We talked about how she's the offensive catalyst for this Hawks squad, but the defense is more than impressive. You saw it a couple of times on that last rally, laying out, making those diving plays, and then finishing offensively with the kill as well. Some impressive two-way play.
Partner, the Hawks have been a little frisky up front at the net. That's their 3rd violation for the reach-over move there. And that's served by Conestoga's Serena Grant is in play. Kept up by Chalette. Stepping in was Manners, and that time the block was there, and a very fired up Haley McIntosh was right all over that one. And that's going to give Serena another chance to serve here. Kept up by Manners. On that near side, shot by Amy Connolly is on point, and that puts Humber 1 away. Let's take a look here as Manners was blocked on that second last play. Connolly was able to get the hit on the most recent play for Humber. Kind of get that point back, you might say, Will. Now Humber set point on the line here, and serving is going to be Humber's Alex Shuega. So, Will, this could be it.
Looking to get out of this first set quickly and confidently here.
Alex puts it in play nicely. Urbano sets it up as Conestoga gets it over. Now Humber right back. And a violation goes against Conestoga. And that is it for our opening set, 25-17. And Humber takes a one-set lead. Let's take a second look here, Will. Some of the action from that first set. That was our final point, and celebration for Humber. And, well, you have to think, I don't know, you can tell me what your opinion, but that's probably exactly what the Hawks were expecting, maybe. A Conestoga team that was going to come out and be very competitive on account of this win streak that the Condors bring into the Hawks' Nest. But Humber was able to sort of get some things settled in as that set went along, and really, I think in the middle, Humber was able to blow it open, and I think that's kind of just how Humber would have scripted it as they came into this game.
Yeah, I agree. Conestoga came in with confidence, right? They didn't come in as a team that wanted to feel like an underdog. They wanted to come and compete, and they did just that. Remember the midpoint of that set, Humber was only leading 16-15. That set just ended 25-16. So a 9-1 run to close out that set for Humber, and I think that's exactly what they wanted to do. Obviously, Conestoga probably would have preferred to stay competitive in the back end of that set, but only one team's game plan can go right tonight.
Yeah, well, I think for Conestoga, that was certainly first set with some encouraging points, some strengths to kind of carry over into set number 2. But yeah, of course, once Humber was able to start kind of uncorking players like Hannah Manners up front, that really created some separation. So a 1-0 set lead for Humber as we're in our intermission. But Will, I think as advertised, this game has been fun to watch on account of the star players on both sides. And we talked about Hannah Manners really shining in that first set, but I mean, take a look at what we saw from the leading scorer for this Conestoga team, Bianca Marchetti, with some very big shots, no question.
You know, I think what we're going to see throughout the rest of this match is that, yeah, the star power is absolutely there on both of these teams, but does Conestoga have the depth that Humber has? We talked about how great Marchetti was in that first set. To me, it looks like Conestoga's trying to run their offense through her as much as they can, whereas Humber, they have more options, right? Hannah Manners, absolutely electric, but they've got other players there who can make the offense happen.
You said it, partner. Volleyball is the sport with the best braids. And it's not even close, in my opinion. Here we go. Players taking the court. Humber will have the ball to start the second set of this match. Conestoga now on the floor. You see the libero checking in there, Svetlana Babic. But for Humber, serving is going to be number 2, Kennedy Williscroft. Williscroft with 11 service aces coming into tonight's game. Able to get that one over. Marchetti plays it. Backcourt shot for Humber. A lot of power on that one, courtesy of LaBelle. Now this one kept up by Cholette. Hannah Manners, big shot, and that's going to find the inside. And much like the first set, Will, the opening point goes to Humber.
You know, I think Humber would like to see a different start to the set than they saw last time. I think they will really want to take the game to Conestoga faster than they did last time and create a larger lead. But you can't do that if you don't get the first.
Ball in the air. Using every part of the Buffalo to keep that one alive was Williscroft. Big shot there as Humber is kind of scrambling, and this is a free ball opportunity for the Condors. And Marchetti's gonna absolutely crush it. And the point goes to Humber because another net violation charged against the Hawks. So kind of uncharacteristic of a Chris Wilkins team to have this many sort of self-inflicted errors in this point in the game.
Yeah, that's either the 4th or the 5th so far this match. and certainly more than average.
Humber again, a little bit of a scramble, but getting it over here. A 1-1 score in this second set. On the near side, Connolly with a great shot, and she'll celebrate. Well deserved as Humber gets their second point. And we'll get a replay here.
And it's a nice dig. And there's the kill from Connolly.
Back in, that was going to be blasted just outside of play. Marchetti, a little sign of frustration there. And this will give Hannah Manners, Humber's most dangerous serving weapon, another chance from the serving line. Here it is, in play. And a soft touch. This should give Humber a good setup here. Connolly with another excellent shot up and down. And Humber now up by 3.
Yeah, the accuracy of that kill, just incredible. Riding the line and keeping it in bounds. There is a reason she leads the Hawks in kills per set.
Manners almost able to find the line there, but a little too long. So now it's the other leading scorer for the other team, Bianca Marchetti serving. And that's a big blast and handled by Humber. Quick touch up front. Oh my goodness, somehow kept alive. Give credit to Conestoga's Svetlana Babic. That was an outstanding play. Back up front for Humber. Quick touch. Babic, another major play, but she's called for the ball handling violation. But man, give full credit to number 6 for the Condors. A couple of absolute heart plays on display there.
I think Conestoga's done a really good job of keeping those really tough spikes alive. And we're going to see another example of that there, as unfortunately the serve is going to be put into the net by Caroline Klitsch.
Now serving, Serena Grant. And quite the sound of the ball making contact with hand on the serve. And it sails far right, and that's going to give Connolly a chance to serve now. And look at the shenanigans going on the Humber bench behind Connolly. And it's going to be a little long there for the service error. And now the Condors back within 2. You know, this is Humber's final home game. They have one more road game before they finish up the 2024 part of the regular season. But for Conestoga, this is their last game before a 5.5-week break. So certainly a chance for Conestoga on this win streak. Taking on Humber, and what a win this would be as they would resume the regular season in the new year with all the confidence in the world if they could get the W here tonight. But they've got a pretty tough opponent standing in front of that dream.
You can be sure whatever the result of this game is it is going to hang in Conestoga's mind for the next 5 weeks until their season resumes. Whereas you mentioned that Humber one more game before the break. They will visit St. Clair on November 30th.
Should be a great matchup because both of those teams, as it stands right now, are undefeated. So Humber with quite a barn burner of a game to finish off the first half of the season. Regular season that is tipped up here by Rubano. Now it's Humber's turn. Wow, what a quick windup by Williscroft. Another big play from Odell up front. Great rally going here as Cholette digs it out. Hannah Manners with a big blast. And Humber now up by 5. And first-year head coach Matthew Schnarr is at the helm for these Condors. And will you wonder, maybe a timeout is incoming as Humber's starting to create a little bit of separation here.
Yeah, well, you can see the body language of the Hawks right now. They look energized. They look confident.
That one a little behind Connolly, but she's able to get it over. And just too much to handle there. Stepping into it. I think that might have been Abby Sluice. And she will now serve, the only fifth-year player on this Conestoga team. Replay on that most recent Conestoga point. We're back to live action here. Hannah Manners' block, or shot was blocked. That's going to set up the Condors. Marchetti, too much on it. But you know what? That actually grazed some fingertips of the Hawks. So point goes to the Condors, and another serve on the way for Sluice.
You know, it's always a tough call from the official there when it just grazes the fingers on the way to the floor, but I think it was a good call.
On that far side, kept up by Humber after the block. Williscroft sets it up for Connolly. A little hot potato up front, and now Conestoga giving Humber the free ball. Manners, awkward set. She just has to tip it over. And Humber ultimately coming out on top on that rally, and their lead back up to 4.
You know, and that tip might have actually ended up working out for Manners there, almost subverting expectations. Yeah. This is a player who always plays with power. Why not give him a little finesse?
Rachel Odell, the former Condor, serving it for Humber there. And she'll get another chance as that hit is into the net. Humber up by 5. And the reigning OCAA Rookie of the Year in only her 3rd match, missed the first couple of games for Humber earlier in the season, now is in full effect. And what a welcome addition to the lineup for an already excellent team, as that service ace actually bounces off over into the popcorn area and into a garbage can.
And I believe that happened in last week's basketball game as well, did it not?
And that will get the timeout called by Conestoga, as Coach Matthew Schnarr is seeing the Humber team, his opponent, really up by 6 now. One of Humber's the biggest lead of the set thus far. And you know, Will, in the first set, things were really neck and neck. And Matthew Schnarr has now seen his team in an early set deficit that they're going to hope to build out of here. But again, it really kind of feels like Humber heating up now, partner. And that is a scary proposition with the depth for this Humber team that you highlighted. But there's a look at the Hawks, and they know that there are some skilled players on this Conestoga team as well. So you know they're taking this one serious. But some good luck here and some good play from Coach Wilkins' team early in this second set.
Yeah, Humber's certainly not going to take Conestoga lightly here. They've seen what they can do. They've seen what the star power can do on the Condors. But coming out to a 6-point lead quickly in this one, it is a different story than the last set. And the story of last set certainly ended up going in Humber's favor, so you know they have to feel good about the position they've put themselves in now. And there's the serve from Rachel Odell.
Big shot from Marchetti, and doing what she does best. Just an outstanding play there. Now it's going to give Conestoga the serve, and it'll be Welmer's. Let's take a second look at this Marchetti shot, Will. There's the celebration.
And Marchetti certainly the go-to power hitter on that Condors squad.
But Welmer's, who was serving there, she's also really second in command there in terms of driving the offense for this Condors team. But there's Humber's ace, Hannah Manners, hitting that one just a little too hard. Didn't quite get the right contact on it as it sails out of play.
Yeah, just not getting the perfect point of contact on that one.
Another serve from Welmers, popped up by Manners. This one's out of reach as it bounces right over to the broadcast booth here.
And a really nice serve there from Madison Welmers. You can see just inches over the net and dropping right into the forecourt. Nicely done.
This is a Humber team, Will, that's really relied on Manners for shots like that all season long. But an interesting detail, Humber is one of the best teams in the province when it comes to not committing errors, but that has sort of been not as much of the dynamic. They are really one of the top 1 or 2 teams. But on the other side, Conestoga has committed the most errors of any team in the OCAA. They are first in that category. In the one category you probably don't want to be first in, with 198 errors on the season compared to Humber's 112. But so far, Conestoga, maybe you could say, it played the cleaner game.
Yeah, the script has been flipped a little bit.
And Manners able to get the play she wants on it. And Humber now up by 6. Things looking good for the Hawks here as they continue their very convincing second set play. Looking to go up 2-0 if they can seal the deal. 10 more points to go in that regard. Marchetti stepping into it. Block for Humber is there, and then the Condors getting all tangled up.
So Humber making sure they keep that 6-7 point bubble going. It's at 7 now, their biggest lead of the match.
Williscroft's serve is in play. Marchetti doesn't quite get that set up where she wanted it, so bumping it over. Couple of Condors converging. And Marchetti steps into it. And she will secure another point, bringing her team back within 6.
Yeah, and that's her 5th kill of the day so far. She's been the difference maker for the Condors so far, certainly the catalyst for their offense.
Yeah, leading the Condors on the floor right now with 5 kills, but a game high. Take a look at that board right now, Will. 10 kills already for Hannah Manners. How about that block that time? The team in black was all over that one. 3 players getting in on the mix there.
Yeah, and Manners in her last game against Fanshawe had 16 kills in the 3 sets. We'll see if she touches. Good gravy indeed. We'll see if she touches that number today, but she's certainly on pace to do it.
That time, Manners not able to find a gap as the block will earn another point for Conestoga. And look out now, they're on a little bit of a run.
Yeah, we talked about the difference between a 6-point lead and a 4-point lead in volleyball. Those 2 points are significant, and Conestoga just made them up.
First-year player Rabano with the service ace. Excellent job there to continue what's been quite a roaring back of this Condors team here.
Yeah, and serves like that really, really tough to read. You can see that it read like it was going out, and that ball just died when it got to the backcourt and dropped right in bounds. So a bit of a judgment error there for the Hawks, but an understandable one.
And that time, Manners, couple of blockers in front of her, but just powering it right through. And so a point for Hannah Manners, her 11th kill of the early part of this match thus far, and now she's serving. Well-placed serve there, but Conestoga able to make a play on it. Williscroft tips it up for Connolly, and that's going to get through the defense. And now Humber kind of landing a counter punch here, courtesy of a couple points with Hannah Manners involved.
Yeah, and we're seeing that depth as well, right? Connolly making that last point happen, a really nice kill.
Free ball for the visiting team. Marchetti steps into it. And again, we just really are watching the back and forth play for Humber. It's number 10, Manners, who will momentarily check out of the game. But on the other side, it's that young lady, number 17, Bianca Marchetti. Third-year player with a chance to maybe spark another run of points as Conestoga clawing back into this game, but that service error not going to help the cause.
Yeah, now a 5-point lead for Humber, and they're just 6 points away from ending this set. But we talked about how quickly those leads can go.
Caroline Klitsch serving now. And she'll send that one out of play. So Klitsch will check back out, and in her stead, the libero, Reese Cholette, checks back in. There's a look at that long ball. Now serving for Conestoga. Megan Lancaster, another first-year player. A lot of young talent on this Conestoga team. Humber fielding that one. Tight play at the net here. Near side. That's blasted by Zakari. Humber there with the block, giving the Conestoga team another chance. Wow, how about the power from Marchetti? Goodness gracious, partner. She's absolutely blasting it all season long, and tonight is no exception.
Yeah, we've seen some serious offensive play from both of the stars of these teams here. As that one comes our way there.
Tested the reflexes. As a couple of stray balls have come into our vicinity with a replay. We're safe and sound, partner. That's the important thing. Quick play at the net for Humber.
I always trust you to protect me now.
Condors battling here. This one is real tight. Somehow kept alive. Marchetti bumps it over. Williscroft sets it up there to Bodnar. Good blast. Chalette tries to get under it, and the diving play from Sydney Keeler. Not able to keep it going. So now look at the score here, partner. 19-18.
Yeah, and losing rallies like that is always a heartbreaker, right? It was a hard-fought back-and-forth rally that looked like Humber was in control for the most part. There's a nice kill there to take back a 2-point lead.
But that time, Lexi Zakari able to put an end to that run of points and run of serves from Lancaster. Now serving for Humber, Avery Bodnar by way of Sault Ste. Marie. Big shot, and that's going to beat the blockers for Humber as Abby Sluice with another powerful shot.
So, Matt, you got to think Conestoga is extremely happy of the way they've fought back in this set. Down by 7 points at one point, and now only trailing by 1.
And that will be another point for Humber as we are right into crunch time here in set number 2, partner. 21-19.
Yeah, and it's Lexi Zakari again, her second kill in a row.
Up in the air. This is such a big point in this match for Conestoga. They're going to blast that one out of play. Now down 3, but you know, this is real close right now, Will, and if Conestoga can flip the script a little bit here and capture this set, I mean, I don't think you can overstate just how important that would be for their chances to win this set and have a better shot at defeating the number 4th ranked team in the nation, Humber Hawks, here this evening. On that near side, big shot off Keeler is handled, but Humber gets the last laugh there. And they are now 2 points away from slamming the door shut here and going up by 2 sets. Here's a replay on that last play. So just a quick tip up front. Will got it done. And timeout called by Coach Schnarr on the Condors side.
You know, we've really seen how Humber likes using those little tips. This is a team that is so strong when they set up and get a powerful spike going. But they're also a team with size and poise. So making those little kind of subverting expectations in front of the net can be huge.
Now that is not Coach Wilkins, a member of the staff, but some great assistant coaches flanking the 23rd year head coach Chris Wilkins, Mandy Doris, Dave Hood, Ben Hong, and Taylor Robinson. So on the other side, first year head coach Matthew Schnarr talking to his squad.
Yeah, Matthew Schnarr actually inducted into the Mohawk Hall of Fame as a 2-sport athlete, not just volleyball, but badminton as well. And like you said, in his first year as head coach of this Conestoga Condors team, with a record of 3-7 so far.
Now serving for Humber, 2 points away from getting the job done here in set number 2. Zakari puts it in play. Conestoga from the backcourt. Getting it over. Stepping in now is Zakari, and she gets the serve and gets the point.
Yeah, and Marchetti went down for the block, but the ball was deflected on the way to her, so it just split the final 2 defenders there.
Set point on the line. Can Zakari put the finishing touches here and give Humber a 2-set lead? And that will do it. Ball blasted over, hits Coach Wilkins. And we are now seeing the Humber team back where they've been. A familiar territory this season, Will, and that's in a commanding lead early in the match. There's Coach Wilkins trying to get out of the way. Former volleyball player here at the as a Humber Hawk, so maybe almost the instincts kicked in there, wanted to make a play on it. I think he's quite happy to see his team capture that set deciding point there, and teams will switch sides here, Will. And now break it down for me. What have you seen here in this match? Again, familiar territory for Humber, but how has the tail of the tape between these 2 teams shaken out thus far in your view?
Well, I'd say Conestoga has done a fantastic job of keeping themselves in points, right? We've seen a lot of kind of scrambling desperation plays from the Condors side that they end up getting the ball over the net and ending up with a point. You know, that second set, Humber came out stronger than Conestoga. They got out to a pretty significant lead, and Conestoga didn't go away. They went on a bit of a run. They got within 1 point, and Humber really had to dial back in, play to their strengths, and get the win. I think the key to this 3rd set for Humber is really going to be shutting down Bianca Marchetti. You can see that Conestoga wants to run their offense through her pretty much every point. And I think that needs to be the focus, because at the end of the day, the Humber Hawks have multiple players that they can run their offense through. It isn't just Hannah Manners. And Humber needs to use that.
No question, partner. Here's a look at the fans here, the cheering section in the Hawks Nest for today, as this is really only game 1 of our doubleheader. The men's teams take the floor next, and that should be a fun one, partner. We have a Humber Hawks men's team that finds themselves, much like the women's side, undefeated on this season, a 9-0 record, taking on a Conestoga team who is kind of the inverse of the Conestoga women's team, right? The women's team 3-7 on this season. Conestoga fellas are 7-3, so they've certainly carved out some solid footing for themselves. That should be a fun game, that men's matchup coming up later tonight.
And what's interesting, both Conestoga teams, all of their wins have happened consecutively. So the men's team, 7-3, they're riding a 7-game winning streak. The women's team, 3-7, riding a 3-game winning streak.
I don't think anybody could accuse you of not preparing for tonight's game, partner. You are all over it.
Listen, it was I was informed on shorter notice. I tried to do what I could.
This is a less than 24-hour turnaround. Here you are, and you know, and lucky you getting treated to a very fun volleyball match. I mean, so far, we can take a look at some of the replays, but some very compelling talent on both sides, and you kind of highlighted for Humber, you know, they're going to be closely watching number 17, Bianca Marchetti, who has absolutely shown that she can blast it. There you see Humber is 6'4", really one of their star players up front at the net, and that's Amanda Larson, who not in action today. So you see her rooting on her teammates from the sideline, but that has been a big part of Humber's success all season long. Some of that dominant net play that she brings to the table, leading the province in blocks per set. Not in action here today. Hope to see her back soon, but Humber, in her absence, has found some other players to step up, and it's been working thus far.
Yeah, I don't think you can understate the importance that she brings to this team, but Humber, even without her, still in the driver's seat, but they're going to drop the first point of this 3rd set. The first time so far this match that Humber's dropped the first point of a set.
And could that be a sign of change to come as Conestoga's looking to switch things up here? They have found themselves dropping those early set points, and losing both those sets, and now they're going to get back-to-back here as Humber blasting it into the net.
This is Conestoga's largest lead of the match so far. This is the most Humber has trailed by so far tonight, so certainly a different story to the start of this third set here.
Rabano with some good serves, but her second one on that streak is into the net. Williscroft now serving for Humber. And she'll put that one in play, looking for the ace. Is she gonna get it? Yes, she will.
Williscroft sits third on this team in aces per set at just under a half an ace a set. But there's one there.
That time, a little change up. Not sure if that was more of a mishit or strategy, but it's just a little light and not able to get over. So that's going to give the ball to Marchetti, who is the leading point getter from the service line for this Conestoga team. Let's see what she cooks up here. We know she's got some hitting power. That time, not able to dial it in. Service error gives the point back to Humber. Now we're all knotted up at 3.
And Conestoga's got to be kicking themselves there, just giving away that 2-point lead there with a couple of service faults.
Too strong for Manners. So we see back-to-back plays, both teams leading point scorers on the season, trading service errors. Serve quickly fired off there by Grant. Near side, the blast from Bodnar is not going to go the way she wanted. Conestoga back up by 2.
Yeah, and Humber just kind of looks like they need to settle into their game here. It seems like they might be trying to rush things right now. They're on their toes a little bit, but a good take there.
Well, wisely watching that one go by as the serve just a little too strong.
Yeah, so far service errors have been the story of this third set. We'll see how the teams respond.
Vanderwall serves for Humber. Marchetti able to dig it out. The libero getting it over. That's Babic. And up front, Humber stepping in with the blast. It's Caitlin LaBelle. And now Humber able to knock things back up at 5. So far, the team with the lead has been Conestoga, but Humber keeps kind of clawing back here in this third set, tying things up. Let's see if they can get out ahead now.
Well, Humber knows they can't let Conestoga start to run away with anything here. 1 2-point lead. We talked about how insignificant it can be, how fast that can disappear. Humber just needs to make sure they stay within that range, but they're going to take their first lead of the set so far. 6-5 now.
Vanderwall with the serve, and Conestoga answering right back. So Humber with their first lead of the set, and it's handed right back to a tie game. Second look here. There was that set from Rabano, and too hot to handle. Now serving. Namtu. Humber stepping right into it as the set was just all there for Caitlin LaBelle. Great setup and a great hit. Bodnar serving now. Marchetti pops it up, now set there and not getting over. 4 touches is the call. Humber now up by 2.
So kind of flipping the script on the Condors now, taking advantage of maybe a little bit of sloppiness, a little bit of miscommunication.
Oh, the volleyball gods just giving Humber a little wink there. Is a very good bounce off the net, and the service ace for the stat sheet for Avery Bodnar.
You know, and that is something that rarely happens purposefully.
Bodnar that time not getting the fortunate bounce. Mission accomplished though with a couple serves and some points accrued for Humber. They now lead by 2. Sleuths looking to draw her team back even. Handled by Manners. Far side. shot for LaBelle is a good one. And Caitlin LaBelle putting Humber up by 3.
Yeah, and Caitlin LaBelle been so good all season long. She had 40 kills coming into this game. Good for 3rd on her squad.
LaBelle's serve is going to give Humber just a beautiful chance at the net. And now Humber is stringing together a nice little run. Klitsch with the shot up front. LaBelle back with the serve coming up here.
A really nice kill from Caroline Klitsch there. Spiking that straight down. No chance for the Condors.
Almost a similar looking play there, but this time Marchetti steps into it. And back to business for number 17, partner.
Yeah, and from what we've seen today, her in that position is pretty much a kill every time. As you can see here, the setup on the left side, straight through the block.
Yeah, what a great angle on that one, as she is a problem for the Hawks, but thus far, Humber has been able to match some of the offensive output. Great ball to keep it alive, and then just another textbook shot, but you know what, partner? It was out of range, and so out of play, and another point for Humber.
And what a defensive save from the Hawks on that one. Laying out to block the initial shot, and then after the return, you can see there Marchetti puts it wide.
Serve, or the set rather, just a little too far ahead of Marchetti, but it doesn't matter. She's still able to get it done for the Condors with the softer touch that time. But Marchetti is quite a weapon for Conestoga. I mean, it's almost automatic when she gets a play on the ball. And that time, that's the end result. As Urbano started the set serving, she's back up at the line now. Good dig. We saw Bobic diving for that one. But Conestoga as a team not able to rally around that great effort play by the libero.
And really nice there from Kennedy Williscroft. Instead of setting it up for the spike, she just kind of nudges it over the net. Conestoga didn't see it coming, and Humber will take the point.
Diving play by Humber's libero, but not able to keep it going.
So a 3-point now here, a 3-point lead now here for Humber. 13-10.
Still close, and Marchetti a chance to string some points together. She's had some struggles her last few serves, and another error there. Not able to get on a run. We've seen her get on a number of times. And here's Hannah Manners. She's also committed the service error earlier in the set. This time getting it over. Wow, Marchetti with the dig, but that just set it up beautifully for Avery Bognar.
And a really nice decision there from Bognar, not messing around with the set. Send it straight back over. But Matt, you just mentioned Bianca Marchetti, maybe a little bit of struggles from the service line so far in this match. And I think on the last one, you could kind of see the frustration getting to her. She's a player with clearly a lot of talent, with high expectations for herself. And in crunch time, those service errors are hugely important, especially with Humber only leading by 3 before those last couple of points. Now a 5-point lead. Conestoga's called the timeout. They feel as though the momentum has shifted away from them and to the Hawks' favor, and they need to reset. And first-year coach Schnarr wants to dial his team in.
Well, they certainly have had their bright spots here today, and they know they, again, had a tough assignment here, taking on the number 4th ranked team in the nation, let alone, of course, leading the Ontario rankings there and the number 1 spot here in the province, but you know, recognized for the competitiveness of this team on the national level as well. And it's on display as Humber just continues to spread the love and really rely on their depth. That time it was LaBelle with the big blast.
Yeah, Caitlin LaBelle with her 5th kill of the match so far, and that one was an emphatic one.
Couple serves for Manners, another one getting over and in play, kept alive. What a effort there by Williscroft. That was a tricky one, but the ball kind of heading off course for Humber, and that'll give the point to the Condors. Lauren Bannister just checked into the game for Humber. Serving for Conestoga, Serena Grant. Set up on that near side, pushed over by Sluice. Good shot there, diving play, great rally in effect right now. Humber up by 5, looking to stretch that lead. Willis Croft setting it up, shot from LaBelle's kept alive. Near side and coming down on it, but out of play. And a point for the Birds, the Conestoga Birds, that is.
Yeah, it's the battle of the birds today, Matt. You got to specify
be more
which
specific.
one. Come on.
I believe the condor, the biggest bird in North America.
Yeah, largest wingspan. You are correct. Yeah. An impressive bird if you see them in the sky.
Have
If you
any fun
squint, they
facts
could be a
about-
plane.
On that near side, once again, going to the well, and big shot from Avery Bodnar. See Coach Schnarr coming out, having a quick word with his team. Vanderwall serving for Humber. She sends that one in deep. Bobic plays it. Big block for Humber. Saw Klitsch was right in the mix there. Couple Hawks getting the wires crossed, and a scramble play will give the point back to Conestoga.
Yeah, a tough bounce results in a little bit of confusion on the Hawks side there. And the lead is only 4 points, 17-13. It's not insurmountable for the Condors here.
Back in action here, Humber pushing it long, so that will pull the Condors back within 3, but you got to imagine, Will, there's a sense of urgency for this Condors team. They do not want a repeat of how the first 2 sets have gone, but right now the dynamics are looking kind of similar as Humber with a nice little cushion to work with right now. Conestoga wanting to cut into that. Up front at the net, Humber just a quick play and coming right down on it. Caroline Klitsch.
We talked about the sense of urgency for the Condors. They know that in a blink of an eye, the Hawks can score 4 or 5 points in a row. And all of a sudden, their 3-point lead is an 8-point lead, a 9-point lead. And they've closed out the game. Conestoga doesn't want that to happen.
So a couple substitutions in the game for Humber, including number 12, Amy Connolly. We'll see if she can be part of the effort to finish the job here in set number 3. Hawks looking for a 3 straight sets victory. Big block there, and that'll help the cause for the home team.
Yeah, you mentioned Connolly checking in here, leads the Hawks in kills per set. Just a hair under 2.8.
So timeout called by Conestoga. And Humber now with a 5-point lead. And they just need to string together 6 more points to capture the victory here in their final home game of the regular season. As we mentioned, Will, for Conestoga, Condors playing in their final game of 2024. As we mentioned, about a 5-week break for the month of December into early January. Coach Matthew Schnarr, you know, he would love for his team to continue this win streak, but they are in quite a jam right now. But, you know, Will, there's still some breathing room, right? Humber's 6 points away from the match victory. That does give Conestoga a chance if they can get on a little run here, but they're going to have to lean on a few key players if they want that to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure Chris Wilkins making sure to tell his squad this game isn't over just yet. You've got the lead. Yes, you're up 2-0, only 6 points away from winning the match. But 5 points isn't enough in volleyball.
Good play up front at the net. That time it was Welmers, that outstanding rookie. There she is again with a big shot. Humber able to block it. Now the Hawks with it. Near side shot. Another block. Welmers. Third time's the charm. All over that rally was the rookie number 7 in that front court area.
Yeah, and standing at 6'2", one of the tallest players, actually the tallest player on this Conestoga Condors team, and making an immediate impact with that size.
Well, partner with Humber's 6'4" outstanding player, Amanda Larson, not dressed here tonight. That makes number 7 for Conestoga Welmers the tallest player in action here tonight.
Yeah, Bianca Marchetti would be the second tallest. So interestingly enough, the 2 tallest players in this game playing for the Condors.
Yeah, height advantage, but so far for Humber, you talk about that depth advantage, and that seems to be one of the key drivers of Humber's success all season long. Trying to seal the deal here at home. Marchetti near side, big shot, and you're just going to have to account for Marchetti getting a few no doubters like that. And another point for number 17 in black.
Yeah, and you just spoke about how we've seen the depth from Humber really show here. Hannah Manners has been resting for a while. Right, and this Hawks team is still winning, is still in the driver's seat, still in control. If you took Bianca Marchetti off this Condors team, I don't know if we could say the same thing.
Yeah, a team as deep as Humber certainly is part of the reason you earn yourself a top 5 ranked team in the nation status. But right now, Conestoga roaring back here, a couple big points. Serve on the way for Haley McIntosh. And Haley gets it in. Near side, shot there. Connolly's denied, back on that far end. Humber with a great, absolute blast. Lauren Bannister, first-year player with a big point as their lead is back up to 4.
Yeah, a huge point for Bannister there. Giving Humber that 4-point lead and just 4 points away from the match win now.
Caroline Klitsch with the service error.
And Klitsch has had some struggles from the service line so far today. Something that's always tough.
Rabano, serve. It's a little low. Humber that much closer now to sending this Conestoga team home.
Substitution for Humber Hawks. Checking in, number 2.
And this is game 1 of our OCAA doubleheader here on the Hawks Sports Network tonight. The fellas, the men's teams, take the court after the conclusion of this one. That game's set to start at 8, but it's going to be about 30 minutes, let's say, after the conclusion of this one. So if Humber can seal the deal here, we will have an early start time for that men's game. Keep that in mind. Marchetti stepping in. Net violation called. Pardon me, it's actually the 4-touch.
You know, and I want to point out, Humber just made a couple of substitutions, and one of them quite interesting. Connolly comes out, the kill leader so far for Humber this season, comes out of the game with just 3 points left, and that shows the trust.
Backcourt shot out of play. No, that's going to find the inside. My goodness, how did she dial that one in, catching the Hawks by surprise? Now here's Marchetti. She's going to need to get the serving game dialed in here. She's had a few miscues here in this third set.
Her biggest serve so far.
And she gets it in. Quick play by Humber, and that'll put an end to Marchetti's service run, as Humber now with the match point on the line, and serving for Humber will be a player who's had some great plays here in this third set. Lauren Bannister, by way of Kitchener, first-year player trying to put this one away. And that'll do it. The ball handling violation, giving Humber their 10th straight victory to open this season. final home game of 2024 is another W for the Hawks. Home court has been very friendly to this Humber team, and Humber still has one more game left before the December break, and that's going to be on the road against St. Clair, a battle of two undefeated teams. And partner, Conestoga, the 3-game win streak comes to an end, and running into just seemingly an unstoppable force in this Humber women's team. But a good match we just got treated to here.
An excellent match. It was never a blowout. Conestoga stayed in, I would say, all 3 sets. Maybe that the first and second sets, there were moments. Certainly towards the end of the first set, Humber took a pretty commanding lead. But Conestoga stayed in it the whole time. But at the end of the day, it didn't matter, as Humber is going to come away with their 10th win of the season, their 38th straight win, and their 19th straight win at home.
Well, for my broadcast partner, Will Shukri, myself, Matt Hamill, and all the students working the 1s and 2s on the Hawk Sports Network tonight, thank you for watching. The men's game is coming up right in about 30 minutes' time.